left off, the party had several events that had happened, largely dealing with a situation with Eidolon and his short sword. Some kind of craziness was going on, and the sword now is locked in a room. The party rests for the night after these events, and it wasn't even night yet, was it?
Yeah, we just woke up.
Well, it was pretty much morning.
Yeah. So, just finished dealing with that then, and now you have to figure out what you're going to do next. Zephyros has said that he's taking the tower back to the north. It's been under fire a total of 3 times now. He's decided that it needs to go to safer areas.
Where do we have the sword at right now?
It's in the second room up on the right.
Where is it?
So, guys have any ideas on how it can stop cursed sword or restrain it?
I mean, we could just leave it in there for now.
If it manages to escape the blanket I threw over it.
Zephyros can deal with it after we leave.
I'd just take it with us.
No. We don't keep the cursed sword.
But I know the way to remove it is usually a remove curse spell or some sort of restoration spell.
Do you have that spell?
I
think
don't.
we should be
Yeah,
able
He
to-
wouldn't use it anyway. He's the cursed one.
I've been trying to learn more spells, but we've been having a crazy day lately, so I haven't had time to just sit and write. But that's why if I could take it and examine it more.
No. Nope. Not happening.
But
Zephyros,
I understand your guys' paranoia. Makes sense.
Zephyros said, after I talked to him about this, that it's not likely going to be just easily dispelled or anything. This is going to be hard.
What the hell is it with you guys and attacking your own teammates?
Yeah, guys.
I'm talking about you too, Mr. fucking werewolf.
Well, that's ableist of you.
I mean, we were
Like-
both afflicted from the same thing, but I overcame it, so...
Can I come out of my room now?
No.
No.
Well, at least they agree.
The first time Ezra and Riken have ever seen eye to eye.
I'm gonna start packing.
Yeah, I guess I will too. Crap, weight is an issue. Hey, Zephyros, can we leave stuff here?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. If you want to leave things here, I'll put it in storage for you.
I'm gonna leave my half plate and my silver greatsword. That way, just not for carrying weight purposes.
Okay. Make whatever adjustments you need to make. Note notes indicating where stuff is stored, if it's still stored in the tower.
Luckily, I haven't gained or lost anything, so I still have the same amount of crap that I started with.
Dude.
To go.
I think I have some space in my inventory if somebody needs some stuff held for a little bit.
No, it should be good.
Good, good.
We do have two saddlebags that can be used.
And what animal are you going to put them on?
It's just got his pocket horse, and there's also well, you don't have a horse.
And
now,
you
but,
can turn into
I can.
yeah.
I can turn into many things, but perhaps Roy might want to take it. I don't know. It's up to Riken and Roy. We have two of them though.
Hmm.
I have. I can carry this. I mean, the only real thing is I have an extra pair of splint, and that's it. But I can always leave that here. It's not a big deal. It's nothing special.
No. Actually, I'm gonna try to make new armor with Kai here. Because you can summon a forge, right, Kai?
Kind of. It's not really summoning the forge as much as it is moving to the forge. But I also have a set of splint heavy armor for an animal.
Can you take me with you to your forge?
What's that?
Can you take me with you to your forge?
No, that's up to Gond, and you're cursed. I don't know if he's gonna like that.
Alright.
Who's being able
Just
to
let Gon know we're gonna make something cool.
You're doubly cursed right now.
Yeah, like cancels out, right?
I don't think this is like two lefts making a right, alright?
To be honest, I'm pretty sure I feel one of the curses canceling out the other right now. So
How long is that gonna take, by the way?
maybe by the time I'm a full moon again.
Oh, I didn't mean that curse. I meant taking over the other one. But do you think it'll take that? Do you think it'll take that long?
Oh, I don't know. I'll probably be fine after an long rest.
Mm.
Probably. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Fine in quotes. Yes, sounds good.
Oh God! Wait, hang on. We got a bag holding anywhere?
Yeah, I got one.
Does it have room?
Oh, you have one too? Oh, we
Yeah.
got two of them then.
Cool.
Oh,
I have like
I have one.
Stay in your room.
40 pounds.
Oh,
You're grounded.
oh, come on. I only stabbed like 2 of you.
I got barding and splint.
So,
okay.
in your bag of holding, if you have room,
Mm-hmm.
I have an infernal iron core and 40 pounds of infernal iron that I'm going to need to make into a suited half plate.
Yeah, it looks like the stuff in my bag of holding won't react to that, most likely, so it should be fine. So I'll manage the...
I mean, it's just metal until I do stuff with it.
Yeah, but you got to think about like other cores and stuff. I don't want anything to interact with each other, but it's fine. It's fine.
Dude, nothing bad happens from it, and you'll notice that my fingernails are actually made out of infernal iron. Because that's another thing that happened.
Maybe you can keep them separated between the two bags of holding then.
Right. Definitely.
Oh yeah, if I just throw the metal into yours, I can just throw the. I can carry the
core into yours.
I can just carry the core.
Okay, if the core is not too heavy, then that would probably be safest. How much is the metal you said you had?
Like 40 pounds. I don't
40
know how that would be
pounds.
in terms of space.
Well, 40 pounds of steel. Is it the same consistency of steel?
Yeah, I would assume so. I don't know. It's a metal that Ben made up.
Yes, it is.
Let's see. Yeah, that's heavy. Well, 40 pounds is 40 pounds, but let's see. Well, I guess it depends on how dense it is. Is it like what you would chip off from like an ore?
I would say actually the weight doesn't matter. The size does.
Yeah. Is it 40 pounds of ore that's like been condensed or like reduced at all?
No. I would say it's the same spatial because the way I'm basically judging this is to make half plate. Half plate is 40 pounds of material. So I would need 40 pounds of this, assuming it's the same mass. So unless we're gonna get into some real like mass calculations, which is some wired shit that I don't want to deal with, we're just gonna say it's the same. It's just 40 pounds of ingots.
Okay, I'll throw 40 pounds in here. What's the kind of steel you called it? What did you call it again?
It's called infernal iron.
Infernal iron. Okay.
And we're going to use it up here relatively soon. So
there's a custom item. Here we go.
We can also make up another group sheet for your bag of holding.
Yeah, that would be good. I still have my calculation pages, but I don't have infernal iron on the list because technically Ezra is holding the core right now. So we could probably bring the core into the area, the space that we store the other ones, but we'll discuss that once we get in there. Which we probably won't do for now, just for story's sake and getting us moving out of the tower.
Yeah.
Ben's like, "Come on, guys! Come on! Come on! Come on!"
We got a lot of stuff, so.
Yeah. So weight override.
I mean, nothing you couldn't have figured out during the week, right?
Yeah. So
I didn't think about
it.
Never do.
So I'm gonna ask Zephyros to basically drop off my chest at the Riken estate as he's going north. That way I don't have to like leave it in the tower, but I can leave it somewhere where, you know, I plan on going back to sometime soon.
And what about Mars and the stable boy I can never remember the name of?
I mean, I would assume they're needed at the estate, so I would definitely have to send them back.
What's the stable boy's name?
That's
Ike?
Ike. That's it. Yep. Ike. Okay. So what are you gonna do with him?
I'm gonna send him back in the tower with the chest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just to let you know, when you tell Mars that, she shakes her head and says, "No, I'm coming with you."
I mean, who's gonna take care of Ike? And there's now like
she's
our
like,
home.
He can come with us.
He almost died. If it wasn't for Valeria, I think I can never remember her fucking name. V names are just so difficult for me. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, about that time, Valine steps up and says, "I'm coming with you too."
Yeah, well, I kind of figured because you're Ezra's girlfriend, but
no, I'm not.
Dude's just presumptuous.
I saw her leaving your room really late at night. But that's neither here nor there. Alright, Mars, you can come, but Ike definitely has to go home. He's just a normal kid. This is gonna be way too dangerous.
Alright then. She's fine.
On that
She's
note,
fine with that.
Yeah, Olver. I mean, if you're comfortable, I would suggest sending the Eagles back to the estate too.
Well, I mean, only in the series here. Alabasta took off with Adam. Wow, I just lost his name.
Adelar, but he's probably
Wow.
back.
Wow.
Eidolon?
Forgot-
Jesus.
Forgot your own child's name. Wow.
Yeah. But that's the
Triple
thing.
father.
Like, Alabasta probably went back to Waterdeep, which is right next to the ranch anyway. So
It
I
stole our
mean,
bird.
some griffins got pretty messed up in this battle. They're still
Grand
pretty young.
Theft Griffin.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much for them in the north to get food.
Well, it's not the north. It's in.
Well, that's where Zephyros is
Amphil.
going.
Well, yeah, but I'm asking him to drop off the chest and Ike back at the ranch.
Is there a place for Nasiri?
I mean,
And
yeah, it's a
Adelar, if we
ranch.
ever find them.
I told them to build a barracks and a stables first. That was the first thing they were supposed to build.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll have to talk to Nasiri. She kind of does what she wants. I don't
True.
really tell them what to do.
I mean, that's just a sign of bad parenting, but whatever.
She's free. She's a normal pet.
Alright. I guess I'll get Roy bathed down too before we leave. I mean, we're gonna be on the road for a while, boys.
You want this saddlebag?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Take a saddlebag, put it in your inventory.
Now let's see if Roy will take it. Or not. Yeah, let's see if Roy will take it.
Well, I sure as hell ain't carrying it.
I mean, I can still take it because I can just wild shape into different things, and I can stay in the shape for 5 hours now at a time.
Well, I mean, Roy can carry it. Still a horse.
Yeah. Kai, I've also got a bunch of stuff that I'd like to take along with, especially some diamonds that I think both you and I could use.
I'm always down to carry jewels. I'm pretty trustworthy too. If you just want to send it to me through Discord or send it or
Yeah.
just tell me the numbers, I can throw it in there.
I'll give it to you. I got everything, so I'll just hand that stuff to you later on.
Okay.
Um,
So in that bag of holding, I have about 400 pounds of space still available.
yeah, that's easy.
Okay.
That's so much space.
I know. I didn't put anything in it. I have a pickaxe in there, all right?
Alright, I'm gonna step outside with the line and Mars.
Rations are heavy as fuck.
What are
So
they talking about?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you approach them, they stop whispering and turn and look at you and smile.
Inside check. What are they up to?
Valine just invited Mars to a threesome.
This
And you weren't invited.
is genuine smiles.
Well, roll your insight check.
Oof.
I do have inspiration. I could use it right here.
Choose if
Are
you
you
use it.
invited or aren't you?
Yeah, joke's on you. You're never gonna understand women, so you might as well just.
Are you going to use it?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I rolled an 8.
And looking at them, Valine is impossible to read. Her features are calm and collected. Mars seems to her expression seems to change rapidly between 4 or 5 different things before it settles into a mask, and you don't know what she's thinking either.
You're ready to go, and bring up Planet Horse.
Of course, of course. Valine says, I am ready. Can I ride with you?
All right. So I'll ride, or Valine will ride with me.
Of course.
Well, before we get there, because we're not quite done, I need to talk to Nasiri and see what she wants to do. Since Adlar's not around, I don't know if she's going to want to look for him with
And
or
bring
go.
Yeah, and bring Ike with you. I mean, he's already been, taking care of the birds and stuff, but
Okay.
it's probably good. If he's gonna be taking care of her, it's probably better that he's there.
Depends on what she does. So Ben,
What's that?
talking. I want to go and talk with Nasiri and see if she would go with Ike to Riken's estate, or if she had other things she wanted to do.
If she wants to go to his estate or go with you or other things?
Yeah.
She cocks her head a little bit at you for a second and then communicates that she would rather stay with you.
I'll ask her why. What is it she wants to do?
Which she just communicates that to her, you are home.
I'll let her know it's going to be dangerous, and we don't know what happened to Adelar, so it could be very dangerous for her.
Kind of hisses a little bit in anger, and then communicates that Adelar's fine. He's just being a pain.
You met with him.
She says that she's seen him.
Well, at least he's alive. He, just like you, are free. I love that you want to be with me and consider me home, but you're always free. And if he wants to leave, he can. Definitely miss him, but hopefully he'll come back sometime.
She seems to think about that for a minute. And then squawks and flies off.
Okay. How do I take that?
How do you take that? Roll insight.
Okay. Ugh,
Yeah,
9.
unfortunately, you just aren't sure what she's doing.
Okay. Well.
She left in a hurry. That's about all you got.
Okay. Well. Suppose I'll stick around and see if she comes back. Didn't say goodbye. On them kids. Alright, so we'll tell Ike that we'll see what happens with her. If she returns and what she wants to do. Okay, I head down.
You tell Ike that. You notice that Ike has been trying to get Riken's attention for quite some time and has been studiously ignored.
Riken,
the hustle bustle.
would you look at Ike?
There's so
Why are
much
you
shit going on.
ignoring him?
I got a pack.
You thought he was dead, and now you're like, no, you don't even exist. He doesn't exist to you.
He does exist. I told him what he's gonna do. He's going home.
You might want to talk to him. He's trying to get hold of your attention. Wow,
Oh, what do you have to say, boy?
you're terrible.
Riken,
What is it?
Yes.
can I talk to you for a minute?
Yeah.
Over here. He glances around at the others.
Just come in the room and shut the door. If you guys weren't so nosy, maybe he'd actually want to talk. Oh, Ike turns into a werechild and attacks me.
Okay, pop down to whispers, please. Okay, he tugs on your sleeve, drags you off away where nobody can overhear you, and he goes, "It's Maz, reckon she seems different. She won't talk to me."
I mean, some people just shut down when they have to say goodbye, you know? And
I know, but you're sending me off with the giant by myself.
Yeah. True.
What if he eats me?
Would you feel better if you were wearing mithril armor?
Probably.
It's magical, so you just gotta wear it for a bit and it'll size you.
Sounds good to me. Now he's all of a sudden super excited.
Wearing this, and you know this is my old armor. This is gonna protect you from anything.
I won't let you down. But
Just
reckon,
give him one of my. Yeah,
watch Mars, would you?
of course. I gotta take care of her.
Take
She's
care of
family.
her.
Will do.
And be careful.
I mean, and with you going back to the stables, I mean, I don't want to say you're, being evaluated, but the better job you do when I get back, maybe we can give you, put you in charge of something.
Don't worry about it. I'll take care of everything.
And I'll give him the mithril plate out of the chest. I'll go ahead and take it out.
His eyes get as big as dinner plates.
I'll help him get into it. And
Gets into it.
we can go back to the other channel.
He's gonna walk out with like totally draping on him because it takes like an hour. All right, let's go back.
All right.
I watched the second, but not the third yet.
Oh, jeez.
So Riken walks back over towards the rest of the group, and you see Ike walking behind him, basically with a his mithril set of armor dragging almost as he's wearing it.
He'll grow into it.
What's happening? I feel like something heartwarming is happening.
No, he's nothing. He's a brave warrior, He just needed the right equipment, and yeah, now he's got it.
Are you making him your squire?
Not yet. He still has to prove himself, but he knows what he has to do when he gets home.
That armor looks better on him than it ever did on you.
It'll look better in about an hour.
It still looks better.
That's cool. I don't need armor to look good. And start flexing.
Wait, how strong is this kid?
He's strong enough to carry 30 pounds. I mean, he's bucking hay and doing all that shit, taking care of the horses.
Yeah, and in an hour it sizes to fit. So
Well, I know the armor. I was considering giving him a silver greatsword, but
oh, that might be a bit much.
yeah, he's only 15. He's if you want to, though, I'm sure he'll be stoked.
He'll drag it on the ground everywhere. Don't worry.
you want a magic short sword? We got a spare. It's just in the room. You just gotta go pick it up.
Ezra, shut up! I slap him upside the head.
Already outside.
Did Riken give Ike his armor? Aww.
You missed it. It was heartwarming, like you said. Too bad. Moments will never get.
And
So,
Ike's just beaming, marching around the room,
So, Riken, do you have, this is just me talking, Did you get a sword yourself when we were in the tombs? Like, was there another sword? For some reason, I keep thinking there's one more.
I got a ruby dagger, but I don't remember a sword.
A ruby dagger. Okay. That might be all I was thinking of then. Okay. That was magic too, wasn't it?
I don't know. It's just in my other possessions as ruby dagger.
Okay.
I don't even remember where we got this. It's just
Oh.
sitting in my backpack. I don't know.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, my bad. I should probably give this shit to Ido more often. I just kind of forget when we get it.
I don't know that we can trust Ido. I mean, look what happens right now.
Ah, that
Got
is
this
true.
cursed sword, and he's all jonesing for it. Trying to say, "Oh, it doesn't really matter to me that much."
Did
All
you
right,
guys say my name?
The sooner we get out of here, the better. Then we'll just leave the sword. Zephyros can deal with it.
Zephyros, can you deal with this?
Deal with what?
And this cursed sword. We don't know how to get rid of it. We can't take it very far, and the only person that might have been able to do that is...
Just leave
Not
it in the
trust Esther.
room. It'll be fine.
Ask for forgiveness, not permission. Jesus.
Can you guys ask Zephyros if I can borrow some spell books to learn on the way?
No.
And maybe like a remove curse spell? It could help.
I mean, that doesn't hurt, but...
Are you guys still there?
We'll just leave.
It's like that guy in the office when they like put him in the basement and then turn off the lights. And... Hello? Got my stapler?
Who are you yelling at? I'm sorry, you're yelling at the party or Zephyros?
I'm just yelling. I just need some books to learn some spells, but remove curse would be good. See if I could borrow some books, but if we're leaving, I still have to pee.
Is here something?
I don't hear anything.
Okay. We're crazy.
I'd like to cast that in front of Ido's door. Obviously, I'll move over there. But I'll cast that in front of Ido's door, and then once he steps on it, we'll see if he's good to go or if he's still...
Hey,
You
Kyle,
just
what are
start.
casting?
You
Huh?
start hearing.
What are you casting?
detect good and evil.
I'll lean in closer and whisper in your ear. I don't know why you're casting that, but would that work against Mars right now?
I mean, anybody who crosses into the sphere, the 30 feet sphere, should be affected.
Go ahead and get close to her and Valine, but don't make it too obvious.
Where are they located in this?
We're outside.
They're outside.
Oh. Well, we gotta make sure Ido's safe to bring with us first.
Is that why you're casting it? Oh, okay. I didn't know. I just saw you cast a spell
Oh,
out
yeah,
of the middle of
no.
nowhere. I don't know what you're doing.
Let's
You're
see,
just
I
like,
gotta
Ido,
make
what
sure
are you?
Ido's ready to go.
You're good, right?
Am I?
I think you are.
You not
Well,
know your own alignment?
Make
Everyone
me
just get
check
fucked?
your character for
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I'm good.
you. Doesn't know. if
But
it's
it
good
should
or
give
not.
me.
Well,
It
I was
should give me.
neutral good,
Yeah.
which was I didn't know which neutral part I was.
Well, because we've always known Ido as being good, so if he's definitely like showing up as evil, according to my character, I would know that, right? Like, because a curse, I don't know how affected that curse is.
I'm pretty sure you
So-
can pick up that sword's alignment.
Oh, I'm sure I could pick up the sword's alignment, but it's already cut two of the party members. I'm I'm damn sure that it's evil, or
Yeah.
at least like
It
chaotic.
is. It's
What if the
definitely
sword's
evil.
good and we're evil?
I mean, it could have been neutral indifferent or something. You never know.
It's definitely evil. It's like dripping evil.
Oh, so it is bad.
Just a little bit.
Essentially,
Olver
I
rubs
want to
his
do
chest like, oh yeah.
well. 30 feet's actually a pretty big thing. Let me delete that. That's not useful. How do I select it? Crap. How do I select
drag
it?
over part of it? It'll do it.
There we go. All right, delete.
It could be on the arrow too. Yeah.
All right, circles. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Well, you can get the sword and you can get Eidolon from where you are. So.
I can get that much?
Oh yeah.
All right. So I cast the spell in this proximity with the hopes of identifying both.
It's within 30 feet of you, which means it moves with you.
Oh, it's based on my location?
Yeah, you're
It's
casting
like your sight.
You're casting
Yeah, you
it
get
on
like
yourself.
Oh, okay. I
So
thought it was
30
an area of
feet away
effect
from
kind of
you.
thing.
Nah.
Okay.
It's an aura.
Did I just delete
essentially.
myself?
I think you did.
Kai disappeared.
I have a new character.
God damn it. Now I gotta copy that one and put it back over there. I keep spares for a reason.
I went over everything and I was like, oh, I can edit that. Delete.
Dawn calls for a meeting.
There's a reason I keep backups of your characters. This is not the first time that's happened.
Okay, so anyway, I cast that, and then all I have to do is concentrate. It's only one action. It lasts 10 minutes, so can I get the alignment of Ido currently and the sword?
Yeah, Eidolon is good, the sword is evil.
Okay, so is he still affected by the curse, or can I even identify that with this spell?
Nope, you can't identify that with the spell.
Damn!
What about Olver?
Well, I mean, I would get a general feeling from him, but...
I think he's kind of evil.
He's good aligned.
You think he's evil?
Are you sure?
Interesting.
Is he?
Yeah.
He just
I don't know
makes
many
bad
good people
decisions.
No.
Chaotic neutral.
Can't cure stupid. All right, got it.
He's chaotic good, so yes, he makes bad decisions, but not like Riken.
No, that's what I meant.
Maniac guy.
It's just chaotic. I mean, you know.
I only make one decision, and that's one decision only, and that's to kill shit.
Well, I probably should have asked the party if I could cast that, but I did it already, so now I'm headed outside. Oh, wait, what about Ido? Ido, you can come out, but you leave the sword there. You don't touch the sword.
You just hear him playing his pan flute. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows.
I'm gonna find that in pan flute.
But Tanuki.
Nobody can see Tanuki, anyways.
Actually, that brings up a good point. Eidolon, how does Tanuki feel about what you did?
He's chill.
Is he?
I feel like he wouldn't.
Hey, you guys don't know what it's like to die, alright?
Yeah, I do. I think so.
We undid that.
We time traveled. You got Marty McFly.
I don't know.
But
I mean, there's been a lot of potential times I could have died too. Like, remember that time I got shot by 25 elves? That was pretty gnarly.
There were like 5 of them, and they dropped you so fast.
Yeah. That other time where I fell off a griffin. Let's see.
That was funny. You lived it, point.
Yeah, Riken, this is no time for jokes.
Yeah, I guess I'm immortal now that I think about it, huh?
Look, I know we're leaving the tower. I just need some books to borrow, and then we can go. If you
Go
want to
get it.
leave the sword, I think it's a bad idea, but
Just
whatever.
go get your books. You're not gonna get past me through this door anyway, so just go. You can get out of your room and go get your books.
So I was curious
If you come
if,
within 5 feet of me, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Just to let you know.
hey
I
Ben, do
get
you
this
think Gond
sword
would
if
be
I
pretty
want it.
pissed if I put the sword in the spatial the Gond spatial location?
I mean, you'll have to ask Gond.
I'm gonna hold my action, and if he tries the Misty Step, I'm gonna fucking.
I'm the DM. I'd like to clarify there's a difference.
I could get
Yeah.
I could get by you so easily, Riken.
Just
So
try,
easily.
Misty Step, bitch. Just try.
I could do it from here, and you couldn't even get me.
I'm holding my action. Just try to cast a spell. Just fucking try it. Just try me.
Jeez. Okay, fine. I could just go see if I can borrow some books.
You swerve kind of near it as you go by.
Yeah. Juke out. Huh, 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 huh.
Okay, wait. I mean, hour later, everybody's still packing.
All right. Let's just shortchange it then. Give me some spell
Autobots, roll
books.
out. Yeah.
Unless you're gonna do something, spectacular here.
Valak
No.
and Mars and I are just outside playing cards.
For instance, one thing I just want to check is Kai gonna do anything else with his concentration spell?
Well, I was
Okay,
walking
yeah.
towards the door. I think I'm kind of giving up on the sword because,
It's evil.
yeah, I don't really want to.
That
I mean,
much
I'm
you can
supposed to-
tell.
Yeah. I guess I'll commune with Gond really quick. So, like, just mentally thinking about the sword and Gond and holding onto my symbol just to get a feel for what Gond wants. And if Gond gives me negative vibes, I'm not taking it.
All right, roll a d100. You get 30 or less. He pays attention to you.
Yay! How do we do that? Let's see. You said a D100?
Yep.
Slash roll.
Or just use the dice on the left.
Oh yeah, on the ND
He doesn't
Beyond.
know you.
So yeah, sorry, he's busy. You get that message.
Yeah, then I ain't taking the sword. If I
Party
get
of
completely
Reach is
ignored,
otherwise engaged in destroying some. Anyway.
other minor deity. Okay, so I tell Ido, hey, we're gonna have to work on this sword at another time. I don't want to risk the wrath of my god for a sword that we don't really know anything about. Here, like, what for? I was intending to put it into a dimensional space, but I don't have permission from my god, so ain't happening. And since I'm still concentrated, I'm going outside. Also, I don't know how to get outside. Well, I mean, I do, but am I outside right now?
There's some cloud stairs.
I mean,
Well,
you
we're on
walk
the
down
ground
to the
still.
field outside, you know, which
Whee!
is still covered in large amounts of plants.
I'm bouncing.
Womp.
Look at this. I'm bouncing.
Is Valen von Voidgale around?
He is not.
Okay.
Is the people that they're concerned about around, so I can find out if they're good or evil?
They're out front. Valine and Mars are out there. Both of them have small travel bags.
Particularly, we need to know about Ezra. Since the beginning of this campaign, we need to know about Ezra.
I mean, I stood next to him. I may have I may or may not have found out about him, but I didn't say anything to the party yet, so.
Ezra would be.
Oh, you're just gonna drop it? Okay, but that's fine then.
I just sent it. I just messaged it.
Yeah.
Did you do? Okay.
Yeah.
So if he had the spell up, he knows what I am.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So I was gonna say he would be the
Spoilers.
one that would tell you. So that's what I was.
Yeah, I mean, if they asked, because I would assume that because I've been gone for so long, you guys would have like figured out like everyone's intentions and everything.
yeah, we definitely.
So I would not assume that you would need to know that information unless you directly ask me.
People have definitely asked me, "Hey, what's up with black eyes?"
So.
I mean, actions speak louder than words, and he's been zapping Riken in the back with Eldritch Blast for a long time. So, I mean, take that how you like.
On purpose?
Enough, I know the
Yeah.
person I know the least about.
Are you starting to like it?
I like
What's going
him
on,
a lot.
Riken?
I'm not malicious. I'm just inaccurate.
No, you're definitely malicious.
He says inaccurate with air quotes as he does it. So, yeah.
Oh. Like, if I can count the times you guys have all fucking hit me. So,
I
You
think
did my little tiny ribs before, you
well,
monster.
it's just
Let
like,
me-
you know, like, hey, my
Leave the
friend's
thing.
in between me and the monster. Maybe I'll move 15 feet to the left. I don't know. Like, jeez, guys.
I see there's some pent up animosity towards the getting blasted.
And they can both teleport. They can teleport to the other side of the monster. But no.
I got
you know?
2 spell slots. Leave me alone.
If they teleport to the other side of the monster, that puts you in downrange areas. So if they miss, they hit you.
Because they hit me.
But then
they're
if they
gonna hit the
miss
monster.
already, they still hit you.
They only hit what's in between the damn things. They should know this by now.
You don't want to get hit. Don't stay in front of the monster.
I'm giving like the monster full cover. Just like, you know,
Just
and you guys are still like, oh, I'm just gonna get it in between his legs or something. It's like, come on.
Pew, pew. Pew.
Maybe you should take a step to the fucking side next time.
I'm in hand-to-hand combat.
But Rocket, we know you just get in the way all the time. So, why are you in that combat?
Because when I don't get in the way, Ezra dies.
Well, then problem solved for you.
True. True. I mean, to be honest, those dinosaurs could have done it.
Okay, so I find out if the people whose name you've told me 3 times now, that I still don't remember,
Valine
are
and
good or
Mars.
evil. Valine and Mars.
Yep.
Why do I think candy bars?
Here, I'll just send it to you.
Valine and Mars candy bars.
I mean, whatever works for you.
Mars.
It's a good mnemonic device.
It might help me remember, maybe. That's more strange than... because I'm around them, I don't indicate anything to anyone.
And
I
you
just
didn't-
kind of stand out
You didn't
there.
cast a spell when you were nearby them, so they would have no way of knowing.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't specify that anybody would notice if they were affected or not.
But
so.
if you cast a spell and it has V and S components, then you're speaking and making gestures. So if you cast it next to somebody, they'll know you cast a spell. However, you did not cast a spell around them, so they would have no idea that you're even checking them out.
Yeah, and it looks like it does take concentration, but it does not say that I can't move.
Nope,
so
you
I
can still
should
move.
be okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, cool. Alrighty, are we all packed up and ready to go? Ido, did you go get some books?
Oh,
Yep. Or did I?
Well, you went up the stairs. It looks like.
I was asking Ben.
Oh, you went up
Or
to
the
ask
escalator.
Zephyros if you could borrow some books on what exactly again?
Just spells that we talked about a while ago. But then also specifically, I wanted to ask him about the remove curse if he had something.
He'll dig through and find what you need and give it to you.
And I'll tell him I'll borrow the books and then bring back some extras next time we meet, so I can restore his library.
He does not have them in book form. They're loose sheets, so he just gives you the papers with the individual spells you were asking for.
Cool. Did he have remove curse?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Unfortunately, the page is cursed itself.
Great.
Actually, every page
a curse
Eidolon touches is cursed because of the cursed book. But no.
It's like
so many different ways to do this.
Like an infinite loop of curses.
I feel like we're all going to end up in that book, by the way.
As soon as you aren't useful to him, just remember that.
Just don't become an NPC and you'll be fine.
Just retain value to the story, otherwise you go.
Yeah, you better be a main character or supporting character at least.
Don't miss a session.
I think the main, yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Take Ben off, and you'll become an NPC in the book.
Yeah.
Nothing stronger than plot armor. Let me tell you what.
All right.
Kai,
Yo.
do you have any way of like crushing gems?
I'd like to know how you're talking to me so far away, but if you're talking to me outside
Well,
of game...
I came to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I have legs.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Are we all heading out then, or?
Yeah, we're all heading out.
Well, you
Grab your
mean...
horses, if you have
You mean crushing it to, like, get, like, a dust form of it?
Yeah, found fine powder.
I could probably make something that will do it, but I don't want to take it to the anvil because that'll go everywhere. So.
No.
I have like a mortar and pestle, I'm sure, or I can make one.
I mean, I've got that. That's not going to do it, especially diamonds.
You need something harder.
Yeah.
We can make something.
Has a way of doing it. I think he uses magic to do it, actually.
Well, I'm so you guys don't know this yet, but I'll tell you. I'm an artificer, so I should be able to make some materials that will do that in like an automated format. So shouldn't be too hard.
Do you have any diamond dust right now?
I have diamonds on me. I don't think I have any diamond dust though.
Yeah, we're going to need that for Ezra. I have a little bit left, but not much. I'd like to have some more just in case. But Ezra around, I mean, and now, Eidolon, curses are kind of a big thing.
Yeah, that's very true. I have 9 diamonds on me right now.
Yeah. You'd have more actually in your bag, but that's fine.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I haven't got that. I don't know what's in the other bag.
You got so much, you don't even know.
That one, that's right.
Yeah, no, like Riken alone has like 25k worth of diamonds
Left, right?
and we all have that like each.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you guys have spent, but like
I am gonna have to destroy a bunch of the sapphires, but
yeah.
But yeah, we have a way to crush them.
Yeah.
You know,
right?
I mean, I can make a way to crush them, but I don't have one right now. I just need to look at how it would be done. How does
You just put a sapphire in the metal. And that does the thing. I don't know. I did this before.
How does Zephyros do it? You said magic?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do have a couple of spells.
You could probably do it with your forge, right? Your sacred forge or whatever.
I mean,
to melt it
and to shatter it.
You said
I can.
Dust. Why don't you just turn into dust?
Just step on it.
Yeah, just put it in some leather and then hit it with a hammer.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go find Zephyros and see if he would be willing to do some more diamonds for me.
Magic.
You guys are no help at all.
No, you can't help yourself. It's not our fault.
Maybe just to get in the way and get zapped with Eldritch Blast and everything else.
Let's see, how do they
I
actually...
hit my target? Let's go! Idle, get the fuck out of the building. Don't even
I was
come
gonna
towards
say,
this
you
door.
guys are
I
taking
told you.
forever. This is
Idle,
not
go.
my fault.
I mean, maybe.
No, it's really not.
So as I'm leaving, so we are leaving the sword, or we aren't leaving the sword?
Are you within 5 feet of me?
We're leaving the sword.
Because I
So-
warned you.
So
I warned you. And if I see you trying to cast anything, that's you're getting.
I'm just asking. So we are, or we aren't? We are, or not?
We're leaving the sword,
Okay.
and you're walking out front.
We're not. Okay.
Five feet. 5 feet. Ah.
All right. Fine. Let's go. We spent too much time.
Real quick, Ben, would Zephyros be willing to crush some diamonds for me?
Depends on how long you have.
Oh, well, how long would it take?
How many you want? How much you want? Crushed.
Probably just 500 gold worth.
So
Do one gem.
You can probably do that
Probably just-
in an hour.
An hour. Yeah.
Yep. Even using his magical tools, that takes an hour.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll just hope that Kai can.
I think I'll be able to do it.
Okay.
It's just
All
going
right.
to take a little bit to learn how to do it without launching them everywhere.
Now I'm not leaving anywhere until Nasiri gets back. Everybody else can go ahead, but I'm waiting for Nasiri.
Are you outside?
Yeah, I'd go outside. Actually, I'd go up to the Eyrie first. I'd be checking out the skies.
Roll perception.
If I get a decent roll this time. 18.
Now you see her flying out in the distance.
By herself?
By herself, yeah.
Okay.
Looks like she's hunting.
Ah, okay.
On the way out, I guess I'll tell Ike to do everything he can for those griffins. Earn their trust, and maybe one day he can ride them. And to listen to everything Zephyros says.
As long as he doesn't eat me, he says.
I'm pretty sure he's a vegetarian. I don't know. His magic types are weird. Never forget it. Oh, and you can use the gym equipment in my room. Actually, why don't you just move into my room until you get home?
Okay.
Yep.
Ike traipses off into your room. You guys have taken long enough at this point that the mithril armor pretty much fits him at this point.
Looks like... Nice. Wear that every day, you'll be strong in no time.
I mean, mithril armor doesn't have a strength requirement.
It's
No,
really not
but
heavy.
It's still 30 pounds of extra weight.
It's
Well,
not
just
light,
do-
though. I mean,
Yeah.
even half weight.
Yeah, he still has to get proficient with it. That'll just take time.
Oh, I'm making a little hero.
And there's your next character.
Oh, dude!
That would be really cool, though. That would be super
One
cool.
too many Eldritch Blasts.
No, this could be like your campaign 2 character.
Yeah.
Ben's like, he's dying. He's gonna die.
He's done.
Don't start with plate my campaign. It's like, no.
All right, so you guys go out front.
Let's go already.
What are your riding plans?
I got line.
Oh yeah, by the way, you
Lion
notice
and
Eidolon
Ezra
is moving.
on the pocket horse.
You're gonna
Eidolon is moving especially slow.
We also had that cart that we got from that weird little town in the middle of the woods that disappeared on us. Did we want to take
We don't have
that
any
or not?
horses.
Well, I mean, I can be one, and then also there's the pocket horse and Roy, but Roy never pitches in to help.
Also, I can't move, or I'm really slow.
Oh, I can cast a spell for some horses, but they only last for an hour.
You guys don't have horses.
No, they got
became
eaten.
soup.
Don't you remember?
Horse soup.
All right. Someone show me a map.
Let's
We really should have made a war room. Let's see. We are by Scornabel. Where are we at?
Here, I'll put you on a map. Let's see.
If El Turl is where we're closest to
El Terrell?
the south,
Okay.
if I remember correctly.
That's where the tomb was. We're right by it.
Yeah, north of El Turl. Because we went to Scornabel from the Harpels and then had to travel to El Turl and then
Are
go
you wanting to
north.
see north of El Turl or south of El Turl?
I'm looking at a different map right now.
Okay, you're looking at the map.
Yeah.
It's in the pinned messages in Discord if you want to pull it up.
I also have this map that I made for, the purpose.
Yeah, but we never went farther than it.
So
We've never
I'm looking
gone
just where we're
south.
at. What's the state of Baldur's Gate right now? Is that like a habitable town? Like, is that an actual city? Is it all fucked
Baldur's
up?
Gate's a huge city.
Yeah, but it's like overrun with undead.
Oh, the war.
We don't know.
I don't think we've been there yet. Or
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
Alabaster go there?
It better not.
That's where
be.
Alabaster's from.
But for this time period, is it chill there or what?
I would probably have a rough idea.
Given the changes with the war and the fact that you haven't been there in a while, I don't think that you actually would know what the state of the town is.
Well, not the state of the town. Just
But before the war, like
yeah.
I
Just
mean,
knowing what Baldur's Gate was like.
it's
was it
it's pretty much what would be normal. There's wasn't anything huge going on when you last were there.
Gotcha. Okay. And we're at El Terrell, or nearby that, correct?
You're very close to it, yeah.
Okay. So let's walk to El Terrell, see if we can get a boat. If we can't find a boat, I can use the reins of the Skymane to basically give us those horses again, and we can fly over to Fort Morning Lord and see if they have a boat, or maybe possibly some more horses we can get, which I kind of doubt if it's in wartime. But I think taking a boat down this river to Baldur's Gate and then hitting down Coastway is probably our best bet.
How many of us are there that needs a mount?
I need a mount.
So
You
two?
took a fucking flying pirate ship. Where the fuck is that, Kai?
It's not mine. I had to jump off of it to get down here, and
Also, yeah, where'd you
then
meet flying
they
pirates?
left me.
Yeah.
I can't really talk about it.
Oh my god. Fucking gone, people. Jesus Christ.
Hey
what
man,
happens
they
when
kill
people
me.
get-
I don't mess with them.
I'm just saying, when people get a little bit of magic, all of a sudden... Yeah,
They get all secrety.
I know. You just can't be straightforward.
I mean, I would love to tell you. I would, but
Guys, I get to break out the party marker that we used on the very first session.
And then never again.
It's like we're going back in time.
Nice.
So it's montage to El Terrell.
Yeah, I can become a giant elk. That's probably the easiest thing for me to do. So then the other two can ride on me.
Well, Valaine's going to ride with Ezra on his pocket horse.
Yeah.
Mars wants to ride with Riken.
And then Ido and Kai on Olver.
Olver elk.
Olver elk.
where the hell's the time cops? I want the time cops.
If
can't
Kai
find the
had
time
anything
cops.
urgent to tell me, I'm sure he would have said it by now.
I know not what you speak of.
All right, so we're going to head
sir.
to El Turo.
Yeah.
Now Ben has to calculate out time and distance.
Yeah.
For the,
Remember
for the
having to do
tower,
that?
For
Yeah.
us. How
Anyway,
You know how to
is
do
the
it?
tower?
Well, it'll
Yeah,
take us
any
3
given
hours to
minute.
get out of the grass, but
Right.
Not really.
Yes. So next session we'll make it to El Toro.
yeah, yeah.
El Turo will take you the rest of the day, though, to get there.
Well, the way we play it, we might not get out of the grass until then.
Anywho,
I'm
travel
still watching
along.
for Nasiri, by the way. Is she following?
Nasiri does follow you. Yeah, you see
Okay.
her on your peripheral,
Okay.
following along at a distance.
You know, you should have her
Make
hunt for the
another
party.
perception check for me, Olver.
Okay. And that's just as me. So yeah. Hold on. 11.
Yeah, so you
Do you
just barely see her out there once in a while. A dot you think is her, but because of its apparent size, but that's it.
Yeah.
does that count as your with your elk form?
So that's the funny thing. My stats stay the same except for like the physical stats.
Just the physical
Oh.
stage. Yeah. So
Oh,
Yeah,
so
so my
perception's the same.
perception still is related to my wisdom. So
Hmm.
that's it. If there was like an advantage that I would get because of keen sight, then that would change. That would just give me advantage, but it's still
Okay.
my wisdom.
yep.
Gotcha.
So, anyways, yeah. So you just see her out there, and you guys ride out. You can. It doesn't take too long before you can see that shining orb that hangs over El Turo. You remember that?
Yeah, that daylight all the time.
Yep, daylight all the time. And you get there.
I still think it's because of vampires.
I mean, before you get there, the sun goes down, but it's still light. So, you can continue on to El Turul if you wish, or you can make camp. Up to you.
you're
Abby.
Does anybody know how they sleep in this town? You gotta have some thick curtains, man.
Close your eyes, man.
That's just so bright, though.
They all wear the night masks.
The night masks. Are you talking about like a sleeping mask?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because a night mask sounds like something you would wear to a cult thing kind of thing.
Night Mask is my favorite royalty-free superhero.
Is it a night mask? Oh god! All right, I'm looking this up. I don't. Night mask.
But anyways, it's gonna get dark. It gets dark before you get there. Are you going to make camp or continue to the city? That's all I need to know.
Ben wants to
wanna
know
keep
if he's
going.
going to throw an encounter at us.
I want to keep going.
Keep
City
going.
doesn't sleep. If City doesn't sleep. Why should we?
Okay.
So how many hours have we gone then?
It would take you on your horses about 6 hours.
6 hours from the time we left the tower.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm good to go. I have 10 hours worth of wild shape without a.
Yeah, the
rest.
days are just short right now, remember, so.
Yeah.
All right, so when you reach the town, you get to the town, you don't encounter anybody traveling. You get to the town of El Turil, and you get to the gates, which are sealed. There are
No
guards
surprise
posted
there. Do they tell us to go away, or
that they look at you as you approach. It's up to you what you want to do.
I'll just announce that we're the mercenaries, Sword Coast Sentinels, looking for lodging on the way through south.
They say, one of them steps forward and says, "Well, I don't care who you are. Gates are closed for the night. If you want to find lodging, you're going to have to find it out there."
Okay. And just sit down against the wall then.
Yeah, you're not sitting against the wall. The guards don't want you to even, approach the gate area, so.
I mean, we could just fly over it.
That's a bad idea. I do have a way of possibly getting in. How many guards are there?
I do have the hut if we
Not
just want to
enough.
sleep.
We could just do the hut out here, or we could try to get in.
50 feet off the road, we can just set up on
Yeah.
it. You're like, what the fuck? Those guards wouldn't be too happy, but they probably wouldn't say much.
Can't do much unless they find somebody to dispel the hut.
Or if they come down and
Are there any like trees or tree line nearby? Just go camp in the woods real quick.
No, there's no woods nearby. There's
They told us just
the
to
odd
camp.
trees here and there, but they're all part of property. This is a pretty good sized city. Everything nearby is still
Farming
land
land and
that
stuff.
belongs to somebody.
Actually, how about this? I'll yell up at him. Is it fine if we set up camp just out here?
No,
Okay, guys.
you need to go find lodging somewhere else. Unless
cook
you'd
you
like
guys
a
some
night
noodles.
in the dungeons.
Wait, so how many guards are there? Right here.
oh no.
No,
I mean, you see about we'll say 12.
oh, 12 guards. All right.
Ben's like, how many
Yeah.
before it's not worth his time?
I wasn't gonna start a fight.
No, how many? I was calculating how many would actually safeguard a gate
No.
at night for a city.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially with that
Makes sense.
army that was just like... So, like, the army didn't come over here to El Turel?
And there's also guards up on the wall. I'd like to point out, with crossbows and bows and those ballista up there and you
Well, yeah,
name
we
it.
just had that we had that big ass battle 6 hours away, so I'm just, like, curious.
He's gonna turn right. You just wanted to keep coming. You wanted to make it to town by nightfall. We could have camped out back there.
Why do you think they're on high alert, Riken?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But it's like, where's the army must be camped out around here somewhere because they'd have to resupply or something, right? Like we
No,
should have.
the army
allies.
was gonna stay in place for another couple of days. I said.
Oh, but the army and the Order of the Gauntlet are not the same thing.
Yeah.
Making my
Right.
brain hurt.
So what time of day is it? It's like night, but
It's
like
night. It's past sundown because you continued on.
yeah, but like what time? Is it? Could we just keep moving on?
It's
Keep
like
heading
we'll say
west.
it's like 6 or 7 p.m.
Yeah,
Maybe
why don't we just
someone
keep
should-
traveling a couple more hours towards Fort whatever,
Riken, you
and
hear
then
in your
make
head.
camp?
Find out where these other lodgings are at, so we can go then.
There is no other lodgings. They just want us to get the fuck out of here, dude.
so let's go.
Well, there
like
are buildings outside the walls, guys.
Well, I was about to say, like,
that's-
were there any like farmhouses or
There's
inns on the way
farmhouses,
in?
yeah. There's collections of. There's actually a pretty hefty collection of buildings around the road that you came in on. So, yeah, you would have seen an inn back there.
All right.
There's inns outside the wall. They're disreputable, but
Yeah, that's fine. So I'll go to the inn.
I had my own fucking room in a flying tower, and I got to sleep in a shithole.
Oh,
Thanks.
calm down, Mr. Noble Highborn. Maybe you're protected from your family from orcs, you'd still be there.
Damn.
Maestro.
Does everybody
Yeah, I don't
realize
believe-
that
I don't
everybody
believe-
everybody here is the Lord except for Kai?
Yeah, I'm definitely not.
I'm not a lord. I'm a blacksmith.
Well,
No,
and
no,
you
no,
would.
no, no.
You are a lord.
Every one of us that went
that's
to
right.
yeah.
We got landed.
Yeah.
We're all nobles.
Congratulations, Ezra.
Did they? I forget. I apologize,
become
but I
what you
definitely
hate.
forget. What's Do you guys know my full backstory, or just that I came along with you guys because I was asked to?
I don't know anything about your backstory, really.
You used to be a
You
fullback.
didn't say a whole lot.
Okay.
Not
Like I
like
said, I still don't know anything about Ido, and he's like my best friend. So
Okay. Cool.
Well, I don't even know.
Well, let's go find an inn. Since we don't have to worry about that for now.
so you guys find your way to the creaky pot.
Nice. Step in.
I see
I
a
love how
black
you're
screen.
using the lighting in here.
Yeah.
I only see a black screen.
Oh my god, there's no people.
You only see a black screen.
Is that?
Oh,
Is that
no,
what Ezra's saying? Is that's just a?
Zoom out.
No,
No,
you
zoom
go-
out, and then you'll see where we're at. He's using dynamic lighting.
Or maybe he doesn't have access or something, or permission.
I literally only see a black screen, and
So he
I
doesn't
zoomed
have
all the way out
he
to
doesn't have
10%.
lighting on his character.
wow.
That's why.
His character doesn't have vision because we haven't used it in forever.
Oh yeah.
Problem solved.
I just thought it was pretty to you guys. I was like, oh, that's cool.
I've gone blind. Guess God really is pissed.
Should have picked up the sword. Should have picked up the sword.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm not gonna bother to. I didn't bother to populate this. I just figured I'd use it as a representation of where you're at. So it's a pretty good sized roadhouse tavern, with stairs going up. Let me get back on the lighting layer. I didn't move any of the lighting so you could see things. Move that wall, you can see the stairs. Anyways, so this is the front room area. You have the bar, different tables. Obviously, there'd be somebody behind it. I didn't, like I said, I didn't populate with people. But
So-
they're going to charge you... the innkeeper says that the innkeeper says it's going to cost you 2 gold a night to stay here
For all of us?
for all of you.
Wow, that's cheap.
However, the
Cool.
rooms are not individual.
So it's just like
Like
a
a barracks?
communal room.
Yeah, there you can take a look at that room and shut up, Momo. Nobody cares.
Preach, Mama. Preach.
He's singing the song of his people.
Well, this isn't too bad.
There you can see the 2 rooms.
Alright. That's fine. I put down 2 gold.
I'm reading along the table.
And this is one of those fun new maps I made. Only took me like 10 minutes to make this. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
How many other
Is
people are
it-
in here?
Is
Going
this one of
left
the
or
ones
right?
you'll be able?
It's not packed. It's about 3/4, and there are rooms upstairs as well. but it's about 3/4 full. So both sides have occupants in them, but not completely full.
I'll give her another 3 gold and tell her to empty out the left room for us.
Actually, they would be mostly empty at this time, but some of them are currently claimed. What'd you say, Riken?
I was gonna give her another 3 gold to empty out the left room for us.
No, they won't do that. They'll have people coming in throughout the night.
You can bribe the people to leave. You just go to the other room.
And they say the only way that you can sleep by yourself is if you want to take the single really nice room that they have. They'll let you have it for that price, but it's not very big.
I'll give another gold and let the line take that one.
Okay. And it's right here on the off of the right side room. On the bottom
Mars
side of it.
go with her probably too.
Hey Kai, we got a few hours before bedtime. You want to start smithing?
Yeah, I think we should be good to do that. Would it be easiest, Ben, if we discuss it just in like whispers or like in?
I figure it'd just be a time thing, or are we making rolls for this?
No, don't worry.
Yeah, we can short change it for sure.
You guys do what you're gonna decide what you're gonna do, and then I'll tell you. How's that? Real short.
So I'm just gonna attempt to give him access to Gon's dimensional space where I have the forge and the other cores, and sorry, go ahead.
No, I just as you're praying, like I'm over your shoulder. Hey, Gon, I got a core. I'm gonna make something cool. I won't be a problem.
Does he?
As you open up the Forge of Gond, it's a rift, right? Opens up. That only you can see. And you willingly can give other people the ability to see it. So, as you look inside, you see the forge is empty. Gond's not in there.
He's gone. And then the portal immediately steals him a band forever.
All right, Ezra gets inspiration if he doesn't have it.
I already have it.
For your dad joke. Because I respect the dad jokes. Anyways. So there's nobody in there, and you can give access. You can give Ezra the ability to see it and pass through it.
What about the access to actually utilize the forge, though?
Only when you're there.
Okay.
So
and it goes by faster if I have help.
I would like to point out, though, that Ezra, as soon as you step into it, because I imagine at some point you would step into it, right? There are 10 magic weapons that rise up, turn towards you, and begin to advance. You are cursed by Malar, and he's not welcome here.
I'm just here to make stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you want to fight 10 magic floating weapons, or do you want to run?
Fight.
I'm gonna hold up orb first and just see if that gets me access.
Nope.
Cool, I'm backing out.
Their semi-sentient swords are not really like they're only able to detect the presence of that other god. Like whatever curse or whatever he's got on you is definitely apparent to them. So until we get that removed, I don't think you should come in here.
They're
What do I have
essentially
on?
magical constructs. So
Yeah.
I haven't.
Well, and I don't have any control over them, I would assume, because
no,
it's
you have no control
gone.
over them.
Yeah.
See, I have a green key. I'm gonna
They're
walk
there.
out and I'm gonna throw it at Olver's head. It's like, why do I help you with your problems?
What?
He just
You're the
threw a
one that dragged
green
me
key at you.
to getting cursed.
And of course, Oliver has no idea why
Messed
this is
up
an issue today
all
because
my
he doesn't
stats.
know about the rift, or he didn't see the rift, rather,
He watched me walk into nothingness and disappear, and then come
and
out
then pop back out.
angry and throwing a key at.
No idea what you're talking about.
Been waiting for Kai to come back for months so I could use his forge. Can't even get in there.
Well, then why did you let them bite you? I didn't let them bite me.
I was helping you, you douche.
I think you were kind of helping yourself. I didn't bring you. I didn't bring me.
They're your nature gods.
Not really. Although Maliki's pretty cool.
Yeah, Maliki was alright.
For your information, there's other gods out there. Not really my gods.
I mean, I could have Kai make this for me, but... Kai, you want to make this for me? I will give you... You know, what do I have? A copper chalice with silver filigree.
I don't know, Kai. Your god doesn't seem to like him. I don't know if he would, appreciate you making weapons for him.
Armor, not weapons.
Even worse, you're protecting someone that he doesn't like.
Hey, you know what would stop me from getting bit by Malar? More armor.
Gone rollers? What the fuck? Why didn't I see this before? That's cool. Sorry, I just found this.
So we all go to bed.
I mean,
next day.
The only thing I'd like to point out besides that is that at level 10, you can spend a maximum of 2 hours in the forge at a time. Okay? You get 1 hour per day per 5 levels. So, there you go. Happy birthday.
So which rooms did we get? Or are we just sleeping in random beds? Or
I think you're sleeping in random beds because there's really not a lot of other options. They have one nice room and the girls got it.
alright. I'll just go to a place, an empty bed. And while they're doing the forge, I want to just study up on some spells. If I can, spend at least 2 hours.
Okay.
And then writing spells and... yeah.
You're going to sleep over there by yourself?
Or, yeah,
Looks like
I'll just take this bed.
Looks like everybody else is sleeping in the other room.
Okay. I take this bed then. And then I also cast the hut just around me so I can be safe.
Okay.
Because it's only 10 feet, so...
Just you and whoever's on the top bunk.
yeah. We're safe.
Alright, so next morning you guys get up, eat breakfast, carry on. What are you guys going to do? You're going to see this floor plan again.
Well, do we actually need to stop in this town for anything, or can we just keep on going?
Keep on, keeping on.
Yeah, let's just keep going. Back on the road.
On the road again.
And I also changed my spells too, so just
Yeah,
FYI.
Oh, and let me long rest here.
And then also for one of my spells, I was going to search for search my pillow for a feather, because I need a feather for a spell.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. Got a feather. I mean, it's pretty. Got to be one on there somewhere.
Nice.
Some of them are straw, but you in the girls' room. If you go investigate before they go to bed, you can find one.
I'll head over there and just kind of look around, searching around for a feather, because I need a feather.
Yep.
Do I need a search? Should I make a...
Nah. Mars does look at you a little bit, and then Valine says, "You can stay in here if you want."
Oh. Wait, is it still morning?
No, I mean that night. You would have done it that
that
night.
Yeah.
talking about
No, sorry, I was just looking for a feather. I'm trying to learn a spell, and I was just looking around for some pillows, but I don't want to intrude if Ezra got this room for you.
Well, all right.
But do you mind if I kind of just search around for a bit?
If you need a feather, here. And Valine pulls out a feather and hands it to you.
Oh, thank you.
If that's all you want.
Yes?
Close the door on the way out.
Okay. I'll head back. And then, yeah.
Oh, read the chat. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so next morning, yeah, you guys get up, eat breakfast, continue on your merry way. Unless we're missing something else that you needed. Because in the morning, you don't really have time. They kick you out pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, I'm not specifically looking for anything, so...
Okay.
Just trying to learn. Yeah.
Moving on.
I think one thing Olver would do would be go into El Toro quickly to go get some ball bearings.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. So, probably find those at the normal price.
Yeah, okay. All right, cool.
Apparently Kai's going to make a tricycle.
I'm tired of riding on Olver. It's only been 2 days. What I mean by that is the day that we were out there from the tower, and then now.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not going to make that right now. I'm actually going to work with Ezra. He needs to give me the blueprints and all that stuff, and obviously I can work on it for an hour per day, as you stated before.
Well, you have 2 hours.
Well, 2 hours per day.
Yeah, at level 5 you got 2. Oh wait, no, you're level 10, right?
Yeah. Well,
so you have 3 then.
Okay,
it
3 hours.
Changed to 3 this level. Because you have
Ezra, how long is the craft of your armor that you're asking to have made?
That is up to Ben. It is a suit of half plate. That will have some magical stuff with it.
It is...
And it'll be kite working alone, so...
It is not a familiar material to you, so first you're going to have to figure out its traits and stuff. It's going to take you a little while. So we'll figure 2 days at full time. So 6 hours. I'll say just throw that out there. 6 hours just to figure the metal out.
Definitely.
How to heat it properly, how to... Actually, no, it's going to take longer than that. I'm going to say 10 hours to figure out the metal.
Okay.
this is not an easy metal to figure out. So
Yeah, it's my first time seeing it. Besides when he handed it to me to put in the bag. So
yep.
yeah. How much do I waste on the first night?
You waste 2 pounds.
2 pounds. Okay.
I could also keep harvesting a bit more.
Yep.
As the night's going.
Yeah, that's one thing you can do on the outside.
Yep.
I mean, you're able to salvage some of what you use. You know, you can reuse some of it, but some of it's going to end up slagged. So,
yeah.
All right.
So I'm going to drop 2 pounds of it. There we go.
Next morning, Olver goes in, gets his ball bearings. Olver, you forgot just how uptight this town was.
Oh no, I didn't. I remembered.
Oh, okay, you remembered.
I remembered. We don't do anything in this town.
All right, so you are very careful inside and come back, but you notice that it's actually even worse now.
Oh wow.
We haven't gone inside the... Did we actually go inside the town? Because we were outside the town just like...
No, I went inside to go get some ball bearings.
Oh, so you went into the town. Okay.
Yeah, I went in just real quickly just to go do some quick stuff, and that's it.
Just saying a curse word around somebody. Now the people are reporting other people for it in earnest. And,
wow.
And you have the feeling that there's probably even fake reports and stuff, but people are being thrown in the dungeon for it now.
Oh, jeez.
Probably don't want to stay here. Hey guys, we probably should get out of the door just as soon as possible. This is not a very nice town.
Or maybe it's a too nice of a town. It depends on how you look at it.
Not if they're throwing each other in falsely. That's not very nice.
All right, so which road are you headed out on? South? Are you going to follow the road? Cut across country?
Are we heading west towards Boulder's Gate? Or what was the plan?
We could... I mean, do we have a boat? I don't think we have a boat, do we?
No.
We do not.
I'm rolling portents.
Right, if you go out to Baldur's Gate, you could go by sea to the south. Though, it is a possibility. There's also riverboats that go up and down the river that you're currently on.
Is there a... Well, I wouldn't ask this in my character, but out of character, is there one that's a drinking barge?
A drinking barge?
What's a party barge?
Yeah, like a party riverboat, you know.
Pretty sure that's just every barge in this time. Everyone brings alcohol. Everyone gets wasted.
DM is unsure how to respond to this. I mean, I'm sure that some noble out there has something similar to this, but likely stays around the city and never goes anywhere, though. Because they want, stable transportation anywhere away from the cities.
Yeah, well, in the war and all that stuff. I was just kidding, honestly. But, no, I think if we could find one of those to rent or for a fee to get taken down river, it might be quicker than having Olver use one of his transformations and everybody having to pack up everything again.
I mean, everything's packed already, so it's just a matter of just...
transforming and
shoulders and yeah.
You could also buy horses, obviously, here. So
they're not sold out. That's good.
Nope, they're not sold out. They are twice as expensive as normal, but they're not sold out.
I mean, for us, that's really not a big deal.
How wealthy are you guys? I mean, I brought a little bit, but geez,
we're good. Money's not more.
We're fine. Yeah.
We may have robbed a dragon at some point. By the way, dragons don't like us.
Yeah, well...
And I'm going to lean over to Blind. The chromatic ones. Metallics are cool.
I take the blue one. He's kind of cranky.
As you guys spew out all this information at me so fast, I'm stunned for a good second, just trying to understand what all I've missed. It's definitely far more than Kai expected.
Put my hand on your arm. Is like, you've missed a lot.
Yeah, it appears so.
All the fun. I mean, Ido says he's died before he died when you came.
Twice.
So Ido's died twice.
He's crazy and he's cursed, so, I mean, I don't know.
Well, not purposely cursed.
Just out of curiosity, Riken or Olver, do you guys have curses?
Absolutely not. I mean,
I'm here.
Riken was cursed for a moment, but I took care of that.
Yeah, and then a little bitch like Ezra.
Well, at least half our party is not cursed.
Yeah, I can come hang out with you in your forge anytime you want, really.
If you need some armor,
Yeah.
or a weapon or something, just
I can hit stuff really hard,
I think the first was right.
What did you say?
What Riken said.
Oh, about hitting stuff really hard? I'm missing. I mean, I heard him say that he could hit stuff really hard, but that's it.
Go back to the recording. You'll hear what he said.
Okay.
We're in El Turo. I will not repeat what he said.
Ah, yes. Okay. Well, we're close to Turo. You should have come back outside of the city, so we should be.
I'm already out.
Yeah, we should be looking for a boat or packing up all of our stuff. Whatever you guys want to do, but we got to travel quickly.
I mean, I'd say horses are a good option, or if you want to take a boat, I'm fine with that too.
Take a boat. Tell them more awful protection too on the way. Maybe get a little discount.
Yeah, I mean, our name or your guys, the party's name should hold some weight. So
Yeah, we're the baddest motherfuckers around, dude. Guaranteed.
stop cussing.
We're lords. We have diplomatic immunity.
Do you? Because I don't.
Hey, you're rolling with the Sword Coast Sentinels now. You can say fuck whenever you want. It's all good. Alright, let's go find this fucking boat.
Oh god. The town people are probably looking at us like we're nuts.
We're outside the walls. It's all good.
I don't know. Ben's awfully quiet.
I'm reading stuff, trying to catch up on things. I'm here. I'm
He's
just
like-
listening to you guys basically go on about things. I'm like, that's roleplay stuff. Just let them do it.
You missed an opportunity to get Riken.
Riken's looking for
Throw him in jail.
Riken's looking for riverboats, port, anything.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
going through pubs, looking for a captain.
Okay. So, you're in town?
I'm heading.
No, we're closer to the river, I would think.
I was
Wherever,
going to say,
wherever
the docks are outside the river, or outside the wall of the town.
The town.
So, anyways, so you look around, and you can easily find them. Matter of fact, you guys looked for them last time, if you recall.
Yep.
And talk to people, so you know where to go. And they tell you, yeah, you can hire, you can charter a trip down, cost you 5 gold per person.
Is anyone looking to hire protection?
They look you over and say,
I'm fully decked out too. I'm looking good in this full plate +3.
I can summon my greatsword.
they tell you that there may be room for another guard.
Okay. I will happily fulfill that. As long as you have room for my companions, they could be regular customers. That's fine.
They said they tell you they'll pay you 5 gold, but your responsibilities are to the boat, not to anything else, and the cargo on the boat. And if anything happens to the cargo, you don't get paid.
That's fine.
And you
let's steal
obviously
this
you get the
cargo.
trip for free.
Okay, I'll give ceremoniously. I'll just give 1 gold to each of the other guys and tell them we have a job.
Okay.
Congrats, guys! You guys are 1 gold richer.
Enjoy your gold. They still have to pay though.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
5
gold.
All right. Oh, you're gonna tell them that you'll pay for it, but it's 150 gold each.
Oh hell no! I'm working. They can pay their own goddamn way. But
I'm
they are
paying my own
expected to
ways,
help.
and I'm not helping.
You're gonna help if something bad goes down. Guarantee it.
Nah, it's all you.
When's the last time you got to use a water form? Yeah.
Once.
I know you hippie. You probably can't wait to get in that water.
All right. So as
That
long
was
as
only like
everybody's
2 days
paid-
ago.
As long as everybody's paid their fees, you can go ahead and hop the boat and start downriver. And I need to adjust the days. Let's see. Calendar. One.
On the way over, I'll talk to Kai. I'm like, man, I really wish you didn't leave. I was really interested in learning about Gond and healing, and you left. And I kind of got, left with Olver, and I can heal now. That's cool and all, but I really wish, you could have been my teacher.
Well, I think Gond is still willing to accept many people of varying backgrounds. As long as you haven't gone against Gond or his teachings, we're still able to help teach you if you need more or further training.
No, I'm good now. I don't know. It's like I kind of already worshipped Horn before, and then now that I got really close with nature, I kind of just feel that secured
Closer.
my bond with him. Yeah.
Sure, it's understandable. Yeah,
You had your shot though. You missed it. You almost had me.
well, I mean, Gond will be disappointed, but he's more than happy to. That's your list. Yeah, God, it's supposed to accept people.
Fucking creep.
Just
creeping. I see you.
As Kai, I would have responded with being respectful of Olver and his naturist ways. I believe that he has a method, and we're willing to accept it. But Gond's methods are for bringing about order to chaos, bringing about technology to the future. I don't really see nature, as you can tell around the cities and towns we've been to. I don't think nature is always as readily available. So, I don't begrudge you for your decisions. Obviously, in a time of need, you took to a path that led to healing, but there is always opportunity to grow. So, Gone is never turning someone away unless they are, of evil or having evil marked on them. So, just give it time and see where your path leads you, and maybe you'll be back towards Gond, or come to Gond in the future.
I don't know. That all sounds complicated. My god's a war god. It's all about killing people, and that kind of goes with nature, because some of the most beautiful flower fields, are over some of the bloodiest battle sites. There's poetry in that. I'm okay with that. I'm not
Oh,
really
for
good
sure.
at technology or future stuff. I kind of just deal with the here and now. But I appreciate it.
And Gon
Very
respects
fine.
that. It is unfortunate, but Gon does respect that, and I do respect that. And I think that your decision and your dedication to nature and to life and death is admirable.
Yeah. I mean, well, sometimes you got to kill to protect life, right?
Absolutely.
Ezra looks interested though. I see him picking over there.
Ezra is marked by someone my god does not like. Or something, I should say, a
In my
deity of sorts.
defense, I also don't much care for him.
I mean,
That'll have to be something we take care of before Gon is willing to accept you into his personal spaces, such as the Forge of Gond, such as the Forge of Gond, not my forge. Man, Gon would slap me if he heard me say that.
So I imagine this is a fairly small riverboat. It's not like huge, right?
No, it's really not.
Okay, so I would be
super
hearing
huge.
some of this too.
I'm big enough that my map isn't really going to work for this. But anyways, it's neither here nor there. we're gonna pretend.
I would be hearing a lot of this.
I didn't actually make a map that makes sense for the thing that's gonna happen because I didn't think you'd go down the river. But anyways, that's neither here nor there either. You guys,
Where is it? What is our destination?
I should
don't
always
even know our
assume
destination.
you're gonna go where I don't think you'll go.
Of course.
You think we'll zig, we'll zag.
Yeah. So
Party way.
This is this was programmed to happen. So there's that. You guys travel by boat, barge. They're barges for 2 days, counting the first day. So anything that you work on with a forge or anything like that, you can count those days. And it's just okay. Never mind. So the second night, they stop the barge and at night and put it on the north side of the river. While you're sleeping, they've got guards and stuff, that have to keep watching.
You mean at the Fields of the Dead?
You're not at the Fields of the Dead.
Well, that's at the north side, on the north bank.
Are you? Then the south side, if I mistook where you were. Yeah.
You're scaring me.
Yeah, the south side. My bad. Well, really, okay. No.
The wood of sharp teeth.
Let's go there. They're definitely doing this. They might anchor in the middle. How's that?
Just right in the middle.
There's no good place there. But anyways, yeah. So that night though, you see Riken while you're on watch. You see a bright flash in the sky, lights up the whole area. All around you, there's red trailers that streak across the sky, and then it goes back to black again. Real quick, what's your reaction?
So wait, just to clarify, this is 2 days later, and this is that night, like when we're sleeping on the barge, so right by the.
Yep. You travel for 1 day, slept that night, traveled the next day, stopped for the night. This happens in the middle of the night.
So we're like on the 9th or 10th?
The 10th.
Day?
Well, 10th would be the next day.
Okay, I'm going to just roll new portents, and then it's ready to go.
Can we see that werewolf schedule?
I'm also I'm in the forge right now. I'm in the forge right now, by the way. So
I'll show it to you when you get closer. It's the 14th, 15th, and 16th. You're on the 10th.
Okay.
Well, 10th in the morning.
Have you ever seen like what was it, Fists of Fury, where they have to put the little boat and then have it tug behind? So I'm just gonna be in a little boat crossed with a rope.
At least he's remembering to care. Anyways, so big flash of light in the sky. It's kind of a white flash, followed by red trailers, and then so Riken, you're the only one that's awake at that time, and because you're on watch, it's in the middle of the night. What's your reaction to that?
I mean, first reaction is to yell to wake everyone up and like basically Mount Roy.
Okay, you do so. You get up. Everybody's kind of snorts awake as the red trailers are fading away and it's going back to black. There's a lot of hubbub. You jump on top of Roy. Roy says to you, he's like, "This is not going to be good." And then the shock waves hit you, and the barge jumps as waves roll across the river as the earth shakes violently. Like a category like 6 or 7 on the Richter scale.
That's more than a flare.
And then it subsides. The barge is tossed about, and when it's over, it's actually caught partially on the north bank. And
That's good. That's good.
Yep. It's grounded.
Can't sink if it's grounded. That's fine.
I wake up,
Well,
hear all the commotion.
Yeah.
Can I yeah, I don't want to.
Well, I mean, when you wake up, it hits you right afterwards. It's everything you can do to hang on. So I guess go ahead and let's go ahead and have everybody roll a dexterity saving throw. Everybody. If you roll under 12, every point that you roll under 12, you take 1 damage.
Damn.
Kai didn't wake up.
Oh.
And
Wait,
then
you said saving throw.
Yeah,
You
that's
said-
a check.
Sorry,
But
I meant
still-
to throw that.
Well, you got to keep your old dice there, buddy. So it's
Well,
still
what
plus.
was a dexterity?
Yes, but it's still +1. So it's the same thing. Nice try, though.
If you had inspiration you wanted to use, that could be a different story.
No, I don't have inspiration. Yeah, six is my actual roll, but that is funny. What was the threshold?
12. Every point under 12, take 1 damage.
I take 6 damage. Damn. Okay.
So you
6
have like
damage.
a crate land on you.
Ouch. Damage plus 6.
Eidolon, you're
Plus
just
two.
tossed around a bunch. Ezra, I mean,
Yeah.
some bad stuff happens to you too. A crate cracks open and what appears to be cannonballs roll out and roll across both of your arms before you get up. You take 5 damage.
Yep. Somehow I blame Riken and Olver.
Watch back.
So now we're awake.
Now you're awake.
I would imagine.
Everybody's awake. The
I
barge
might not be awake. You might have been knocked out, right?
I was hit pretty hard. I don't know.
The
That's
the
points.
barge is grounded though.
Do I have any status effects like concussion or anything?
No.
Okay.
Is there any immediate danger that I can see right now?
Not at the moment, no. I mean, you can only see so far into the darkness, so...
Put on my armor. I'm just starting to put on my armor right now.
Yeah, I'll mage armor up. And then head out or head towards where I can see.
Summon sword.
I will start putting on my armor too, but my head hurts. It might take me longer.
Did Riken have his armor on?
He was on watch, so he
Yeah.
should have
Yeah.
he should have his armor on.
Yeah.
I don't have mine.
All right. I mean, nothing really happens. There's a lot of shouting amongst the men, a lot of, what happened. Nobody knows. There was, talk about what happened. A lot of people ask Riken, what he saw. Which wasn't much.
Looked like a flare, but bigger.
There was a lot of noise after the shockwave hit, but
How much of
Yeah,
the sky did that like how big was it in the sky? Was it like a 20-foot meteor, or was it just like a pinstripe, or
the red trailers in the sky. I mean, you obviously didn't wake up, so
no, but Riken would have seen this, so
Riken
what I was
saw a bright white flash in the sky, followed by red trailers fleeing across the sky from east to west.
okay.
How far away was it, Riken?
I mean,
Did it crash?
I don't know how big it was.
Did it crash in the south or north of us? Or where was the explosion from, or the big earthquake?
Riken's like, too many questions, too many questions.
No, man, I was just saying.
If
I
you've
was
ever
hanging
been
out
in
in
an
the dark, and then
earthquake-
it wasn't dark.
It's hard to tell anything. Yeah.
You don't know where the earthquake came from, It just was.
Should we investigate?
Well,
Or-
technically, Riken is
or-
still.
Yeah, I can't. I'm on duty.
We should probably actually help them right the boat, or like get it back on the water at least, if we can. Are they going to try and get the boat on the water this evening, or?
And probably get out of here. 'Cause if
You
that was
notice
a
the
flare
water
or-
is actually retreating, and the barge is being left more and more on land as it does so, as the water appears to be running away.
So, like, something is stopping the water further north?
You mean east?
Well, the east.
Well, it's the east, but it's the north of the water. It's like the northeast.
Yeah, somewhere upstream.
Like right there. Or right there.
I mean, it's a slow process, but they first, when they hop out, they try pushing a little bit. Obviously, it's not going to work, so then they grab shovels and start digging. And then as they notice the water is going out, they just stop and be like, I don't know what we're going to do.
I think this is something that we can definitely take a look at.
I wonder if this is all just to stop us from using the barge to go down the river.
Already halfway.
I wish I could say that it was. I'm really glad that you didn't stay in El Toro, though. Because,
Did it get... Oh!
What a coincidence!
The sun exploded. The little... Alright.
Shit.
Who knows? I don't know.
Well,
Knowing
normally
Ben, though.
that's visible for like several miles, and we've only gone,
days.
Several
halfway.
miles.
Second days.
Yeah.
Couple days. Yeah. Damn.
Olver, go see if you can scout it out. The rest of us will stay back here. Bring Nasiri with you.
Is Nasiri with us, by the way,
Yeah.
Ben? Well,
you don't see her.
okay.
You're free to do whatever they want. I'm not a good parent. I don't. God, my God.
She's got to hunt. She's got to go where she's got to go. All right, so I will. Who wants to go with me?
I can.
I gotta stay here.
My head hurts, so I'm not going either.
Actually, Kai, I think you really ought to come with us. I'm just gonna fly. It's fine. Come on.
No.
Grab you my tailings. You'll be fine.
I would rather. I would rather help him with the boat. Maybe I can do something to help him get the boat back on the water.
I was about to tell everyone to go back. I was about to tell everyone to go back to sleep. To be honest with you, it's the middle of the night. You need to be ready for daylight.
What is this? Okay, I'm clicking it, but
We
it's
could
not
do that
doing
too.
anything.
About what
Diabolical
time is it?
dangers. Okay.
If you
It's
said
a
It was
pronunciation
nighttime.
guide.
Like we were asleep.
Of you
well, no,
cover.
but how
Okay.
late? Like,
Oh. Is this what you're throwing at us?
No,
Oh,
that's what
shoot.
happens at this time frame.
Oh, okay.
So I remember I don't know if you
Oh.
remember, my world is organic and has all the other adventures that happen in it.
Oh, it's magically locked. Okay, the Dungeon Master must enable content. Whatever.
The name is all I wanted to throw at you, really. But
No, it's fine. I
I
opened it
have
up in
the
the wrong
adventures.
browser.
I have the adventures locked so that people can't just use them willy nilly.
all right, Ben, about what time of the night is this?
God.
Riken would have told you it was about 2 a.m. and it's freaking cold, and you're all wet now because water, and so it's not, you're not having a pleasant time. The guards and stuff would have started trying to make a fire on the north bank
Campfire.
next to the fields of the dead.
Nice. So everybody in the party, since I didn't get a chance to do this because it went directly into this night and we skipped over a couple of nights.
Sure.
I would have cast Continual Flame on ball bearings for everybody in our group, so everybody has a light,
Okay.
and so you just cover it. It will work until it is dispelled. So you'll always have a light on you.
And I still have my Helen's earrings, so anything that comes within range will be announced.
Right. So you but you also have a light, so you can actually see as well, whenever you want to. So you just cover it up, and it'll. That's all.
Those
So I
earrings you got from Zephyros?
Oh, they don't work.
Did they come from Zephyros?
Yeah.
And they only work in the tower?
Well, anything you got from Zephyros only works within a mile of the tower.
So ready to throw the...
Here's a ball bearing for you, right?
I'm just gonna nip
for it.
that in the bud for you right now. If you're not within a mile of the tower, it's not gonna work. Little experimentation with a rat I can think of.
Take them off. I'm not attuned to them. I do not care.
All right, and then
Hey,
let's see.
They were free-ish.
So everybody's got that, so we can start doing, you can see and kind of help out with lights. And then, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll probably blast things. I was going to help build the fire, but I don't have a good thing to do that with.
I got create bonfire. I'll just keep doing that until we get a real fire going.
Okay.
I mean, why don't you guys just stay on the boat?
Because the
Because
boat's
the
now
crew was building the
capsized.
fire.
It's not capsized. It's just landed.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah.
But it's still everything we were just sleeping on.
Well, yeah, but it's all horizontal, or it's all like into the canal now too, or the river, I should say. Because like it wouldn't be level. Like it wouldn't just have landed on the land and be level.
What I meant.
Like, it would be like at an angle, unless you want to fix it, Riken.
They're setting up camp right outside the bank.
Yeah, right up on the bank, probably.
Yep.
Plus, we got to dry off. We all got to get dried.
Yeah.
Except Olver. Olver, who did you say you're taking?
Well, if
Or are we going, or are we
well,
just kind
it's so
of
late, maybe not.
Oh,
Let's just
okay.
kinda hang out. If anything happens, then it might be better for us to all be together. But
Yeah.
if it's already 2 a.m., that's gonna mess with long rests and stuff too much.
All right, so
Sleep over safety. Ugh.
the night
We'll
passes.
keep an eye though.
The night continues to go by and passes. They get a fire going so people can dry off to some extent and stay warm without freezing to death. The guards and stuff complain a lot. The crew members complain a lot. And there's a general sense that, of fear over the situation. But nothing else happens for the rest of the night. In the morning,
oh, wasted my 20.
when the sun breaks, and the party can see better. They can see that there's great upheavals of dirt and land in the area. The river has been tossed back and forth in kind of a zigzagging snake now, instead of the easy flowing flow that it was, and it's been much reduced.
How far away is it from the barge?
The barge is completely on land now.
Is the river...
How much does the barge weigh?
More than anybody's gonna lift.
More than 1,000 pounds?
Yes.
So, well, here's my question: is how far or how big is the river? Is the barge able to traverse it any further?
Not as it is, no. Several of the sailors, inspect it, scratch their heads, and the captain of the barge starts talking with people about trying to pack up what they can carry with them to take with them, and heading for Baldur's Gate. He's very upset.
Should we head with them?
I mean, that was our destination. We're kind of in the middle of nowhere right now.
Looks like we're not going to be getting there by river.
I mean, I can get us. I have one thing I could do that would get the boat back into the water and give us a little bit of distance, but not much, and then I'd be spent. I couldn't do it anymore. It wouldn't do us that much good to stay here.
As the group is doing that, Kai, I believe your passive perception is the highest, correct?
Passive perception?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you would definitely know that, but mine's +6.
No. Your passive perception.
Oh, passive. Yeah, sorry. I knew that. It's 21. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Jesus.
Yeah.
So
I forgot about that.
Welcome back.
As they're arguing, then you hear a distant rumble from upstream.
Guys, there's something upstream. I don't know what it is, but we might want to get off
It steadily gets
embankment. Get off the embankment. I start moving away from the embankment towards the north.
Run.
Everyone needs to get in the boat now.
What is it? Does it sound like water or something else coming? What is this?
It's a rumbling. I don't know. It
You need
sounds
to get
like
in the boat.
Well, I'm in the boat. I haven't moved yet.
Roy and I take off up.
Can you see what it is, Raykin?
So if you go up, you look over that direction, you can see a wall of water moving downstream.
Yeah, I figured.
Do we want
What
to be
is
on
it?
the boat for that?
Tie everything down and hold on.
What is it?
It's fucking. It's just water. A lot of water.
The wall of water.
He's not a sailor, guys. He doesn't have insight onto whether or not this is gonna work.
No, but I want to know how big this is that's coming since I can't see it because he can.
Okay, well,
It's
you estimate that it's 20 to 30 feet tall. More than enough to completely swamp the barge, if it survives.
Yeah. I don't think you have time to make the hut.
Use the tiny hut.
No.
That takes 10 minutes, doesn't it?
And that's only keeps out creatures, not
Not water.
natural.
Tsunamis.
All right. Would it keep out rain if it was raining?
It's only if it's harmful.
Well, I'm pretty sure a tsunami is harmful.
The
Hardly
kinetic
a-
force of
hardly
it's
a
gonna be high
tsunami.
enough.
As you're arguing, it's getting closer.
Yeah, I already said I was running.
All right.
I've been going to the north, so I'm
right.
I'm going up here.
You run up the bank out of the river channel, and
Is there any-
everybody else runs up the bank out of the river channel.
Did anyone get stuck behind?
It depends on whether anybody stayed behind. None of the
I
other
mean,
people
I'm
would
not
have.
choosing to. I'm just wondering if anybody that was already on the boat.
I'm still there.
Olver
holding
stayed
ground.
there.
I'm still
Yeah,
there.
Riken told him to stay.
Oh, whether
you,
he
uh,
or not.
Everybody else leaves.
The
Olver.
one time Angela listened,
You see him kind of standing there, kind of hop a little bit excited, and his fingers are kind of twitching. You know, it's like, yeah, bring it.
and
Come on.
then
Yeah.
you see it coming
Okay,
as it comes
When-
You
around
always
the corner.
turn it
when it
into a
comes,
salmon.
when it comes within, let's see, let's see, within
Viewing
300 feet, I can see this. Okay,
Yeah.
whenever it comes in, and if it's within 300 feet, this is what I can do. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up. I'll send it in the chat.
He's like, I'm
So
gonna
y'all
stop
see.
Ben.
I got things. I actually
He turns into
prepared
a
it.
blue whale and he
I'm so
protects the
happy.
boat.
Well, we're with water. I thought, I wonder if I should take this. This would be really good. All right, so play it. Any day now. There it goes. Okay. I have control water, which allows me to, and I imagine I have plenty of drops of water and a cube within 100 feet on a side. So I have a huge area of for this wall of water coming through, and I would like to use the redirect flow to keep it from hitting the barge, and just let it go through and allow it just to rise up enough to actually lift the barge up. But I'm taking the almost the full brunt of this and redirecting the flow of this water out of the way.
Or you could redirect it up and
And
wash all of us away who tried to run away.
I can do that too. I can part the water and just like let it go get you guys. But basically, I can do this for 10 minutes. So I got 10 minutes of messing with this water and hopefully get the barge back up and running again.
I hope he turns into a fish.
I have that option as well. That's why I'm not too worried. So Ben?
Just a second. I had to find something because it made me think of something.
And if you guys were on the boat,
He wants
could
to
have
kill
just,
me.
like, surfed the wave
Yeah.
with the boat, and we could have been like, Boulder's Gate, 10 minutes, done. But
I mean,
Yeah.
The thing was,
Or we all just die and then campaign's over.
worth the
Just all
risk.
drown in a river.
We have Kai.
Worth-
That's what Kai's for.
all right, so yeah, I mean, you can totally redirect the water around it. It does redirect around. It chews into the dirt. You can't see anything. That little GIF I sent is a lot of what it feels like. Even though you're redirecting it and you feel awesome, everybody else just sees you disappear. Because
obviously we shout for Olver, but he can't hear us.
He's just like, I'm ready, and then just like, and then you guys are just like, oh.
And in the whole thing, I say, I am Olver Shadowhawk, I will not be moved.
Which nobody hears because it's the roar is way too loud.
Raging.
Not at all. It was for nothing, but he still does it.
How great would it be if I just counterspelled?
He's gone. All right, so the torrent eventually, dies down enough where you can see that it's dying down, and it actually moves away from you as it eats off the inside of the corner, and the water completely moves away from you, then leaving the barge safe as it slowly dies down in its water level.
Okay.
The barge is still stranded on land.
Oh well, so I couldn't get it to actually lift the barge up as well.
Oh, you want to lift it up?
I wanted it to also. I was redirecting almost all of that, but enough of the water to come through, and slowing it down to hopefully to let the barge move on, and get pushed back into the river area.
Yeah, it says over 10 minutes you can choose a different effect.
Yeah.
An action.
So that's basically what I'm trying to do is get this barge back into the water, so that way we can load back up and continue on our merry way. I mean, you can say no, and that's fine with me too, but that was my intention.
Do I see anything else coming from the direction of El Terrell, like aftershock or giant plume in the sky?
Damn, it's stumped.
To do that, you would have to change what you're doing, right? You wouldn't be able to part water anymore.
So I was actually redirecting the flow of that water to go around. I wasn't parting it. I was actually redirecting its flow.
Okay. Okay.
Well, the parting water would be pretty cool too, but.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah. You redirect it over into the main area as it begins to die down.
Fucking druid.
I don't know if this is going to last, but I mean, hey.
Of course,
try.
I don't think that will stop debris, right?
I mean, if it's in the water.
Well, I'm just saying, would you be able to see debris coming at you?
If it's in the water, it would be directed with the water probably, right?
Yeah, but you're directing some of that water under the barge.
Oh, sure. Yeah, but trying to also, can I slow it down? That's one thing I'm not sure if I can do.
It's not really very clear, is it? I think you might be able to slow it down, but under the pressure that it's under, I don't know.
I would say, like, if it was too strong to do it, I wouldn't do it until it was starting to subside. And then I would start redirecting flow to do that.
Okay. But
I wonder if I could... Yeah,
the only time it would reach safe levels is after it moved away from you, because it's going to chew out the inside of the river's edge to make a straighter course again. But in the process of doing that, the water moves away from you. You can, of course, move the water under you and float it back over there afterwards.
Yeah, and with 10 minutes, I would imagine there would be plenty of time to do that. If
Yeah.
not, I could just recast it too. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I'll let it go.
Okay. I'll look over everybody. You're welcome.
Just get a big thumbs up for me.
I look a little bashful because I was one of the first ones to tell everybody to run. So, I'm like, sorry, I didn't know you could do that. To be honest.
Yeah, that's the first time I did that too. That was pretty wild. I wasn't sure it was going to work
chuckled
either.
nervously. Is the barge safe for us to step on now, or is it too far off of land?
Well, here's the thing. He can control it for 10 minutes. After that,
I can
10
bring it
minutes,
right up.
it's going to go downstream.
Yeah.
Okay, so we better hop on very quickly.
So, did the rest of the crew? Are they still around?
Yeah, they'd be nearby. However, the entire land area headed to that area is going to be a seeping mass of mud.
Okay.
So difficult terrain at best.
Maybe Roy and you, Roy, can help them bring them over here and get them back on their barge.
So it's going to take some time. We'll say that you go ahead and do it, though. Manage to get everybody on the boat again as you're holding it at bay. Maybe you have to I think I'm going to make you recast it.
Yeah, I think that would definitely make sense.
And then the sailors are willing. It's calmed down after 20 minutes to where it's a somewhat normal flow of water. And they seem largely amazed. And then once everybody's loaded on, you're going to go downstream?
Yeah. Keep on going. I'll give us a little speed for as long as I have the spell up, but that's pretty much it.
All right. Olver, roll a D100.
D100?
Yep.
Holy crap. Okay.
To account for some randomness.
Sure. 83. We all die.
What's that for, Kai?
What?
Why were you reposting the redirect flow?
Oh, that was when you were asking about the. You were saying that he was parting water, and I posted that, but I thought I was talking on the mic, and I wasn't. So that's probably where I meant to say, oh no, he meant this part of the spell, and that's why I posted that. But don't worry about it; it's okay.
All right. Then let's see.
83. Do your damage. What happens?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So, the barge begins moving downstream. You go downstream for a ways. The riverbed has been torn to pieces by all of this. The barge hits 2 or 3 rocks, taking some damage, and then eventually gets hung up on a rock. And the captain and the crew amongst themselves are able to free it each time, and they finally pull it over, and they say it's the river is probably going to be very difficult to pass, and they go out and to cut long poles to help.
Okay.
Which takes 2 hours because trees are not nearby in this area. They have to go to they have to get over to the south bank, and they've lost most of their poles they had, so they cut some poles, and then they make it back to the barge, and they begin making the slow progress downriver.
Okay.
So progress continues at a snail's pace. All right, so the rest of that day goes by. Is anybody doing anything I need to know about?
Well,
We're
this
just
would be
finishing
the
up my
This is the
spells.
10th. This is the 10th. This entire day is the 10th.
this would have been my 4th day of foraging in the evenings.
Okay.
So, how many days did we say the armor had to take? I need to write this
You
down.
need 10 hours just to learn the ore. And then you
Okay.
need
Where's my notes?
for full we're talking full plate here, right?
It's half plate.
Half plate. Okay, so half plate you're going to need
Guys, notes. I need 10 hours. And we're getting 3-hour days, so 3, 6, 9. So today was to be the day I could actually start working on the armor. So half plate.
it's going to take 200 hours
Half plate infernal armor.
according to the internets.
Oh god. That's like a lot of days, man.
That's 100 days just by yourself.
100
Yeah,
days.
if you're working by yourself, that's how long it's going to take.
Oh. If we can get to Baldur's Gate, and if we can spend some time there, we can get this going a lot faster. But if we can get it started, that'd be cool. Because I know a pretty good blacksmith there who has a forge that I can actually use. 3 of us working on this.
And an actual another knowledgeable smith that can work on it would make right now. See, he's trying to do he has to do all the parts of it by himself. Actually, that should be half because of the forge that he's working on. So it's actually only 100 hours total.
So 50 days. That's not
The,
bad.
the
Holy
forge
cow.
that he's working on halves the time, but it's still a colossal amount of time. That's how he was able to forge all that armor he was working before, is because the forge makes things easier, but the metal that he's working with is not something that gels well with the Forge of the Gods, so I'm not taking the full plus that forge gets either. Anyways, the rest of that day goes, right? Is anybody doing anything that day or that night?
I would be, this is what I've been wanting to do forever and trying to get time to do it, would be, I would be spending some time trying to scry on Banty.
Oh, okay.
Because when we left Luskin, that's one thing I've been wanting to do for such a long time. I would imagine at this point I would start to reach out to the halfling gods.
Okay.
And realizing that scrying is probably not something that I can just do on my own. So I just kind of set up some time by myself on the barge or wherever we're at and trying to commune with gods that I've never communed with before.
All right. I mean, which ones are you going to reach out to? You said the halfling gods, but...
Yes. So there is... oh, shoot. I just had it up. 1 second.
I had combat. Honestly, about 20 different combats prepped. Depending on the situation. And you ruined them all.
Did we fight anything today?
And
we haven't fought
wasn't-
anything today.
No, you haven't
This
fought
wasn't
anything.
one of them.
And I'd just like to point out that I had 20 different scenarios ready.
This
And
was,
you ruined them all.
we
It's
did,
not my
we
fault.
did scenario 21.
God damn it.
Remember, Ben, you have to have plans A to Z.
You presented me with a wall of water that's going to crush down on all of us. I mean, how could he not try to do something fun?
That's fine, man. Actually, you know what? You should. I'm going to give you inspiration if you don't have it. You can have it.
I do, but I appreciate it.
That's about all I can give you. So.
Crap. I can't find the particular gods I was. Where is it?
Ah.
I want to say it's like oh.
I just want to strand you in the wilderness. Come on, guys.
Yeah. You should. We'll let's just keep going, and then I'll tell you who it is.
Okay. I mean, it's irrelevant, really.
Yeah,
right?
it really doesn't matter. There is one in particular,
at
but
least
I
for
can't
the
think of
moment.
the name.
So you reach out and you start working on that scenario. That obviously you're going to do some praying for a while before anything is likely to happen. So
yeah, so definitely taking my time.
All right. So day, night, anything else before I move the date forward?
One last thing. During the night, I have one more slot for this. I want to conjure a water elemental.
Uh-huh.
And I just got to keep concentration on it for an hour. That's all. So probably during Riken's watch or something, I'll do it during that time or something.
Okie dokie.
And then I would have just finished up my spells, but within those 2 days, so that's it.
So it's a very slow progress. It's frustratingly slow. And you guys sleep for the night, wake up the next day. It's now the 11th.
Oh, important.
The ship captain starts talking about having to maybe open some of the transported goods that are food, because they might not have enough supplies on board to make the rest of the trip.
Olver, where's those berries you used to make?
Well, there's only 10. That's not going to feed hardly anybody on this boat.
One of them fills people for a day.
Yeah, one for a day, but that's only 10 people, and we've got how many people on our party?
Yeah, but I can take one. That's just one less ration.
That's true.
It's 10 less mouths to feed.
All right, well, I'd have to prepare it because that's not one I have prepared at the time, so that have to be... It's the morning, so I could do it, though.
Yeah, it's morning.
So I can do that. Give me a moment.
I mean, it's a low level one.
Yeah, it is. It's just... Every day is redoing my spells constantly.
You're welcome.
I will gladly move forward with time when I'm able to.
But we'll say that I've got good berries, and I'll just figure out what I'm gonna replace things with.
So
also, good berries are good for 24 hours. So if you have any spell
Yeah.
slots at the end of the day, just cast all of it as good berry.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I could do that now because it's such a low level. I could do.
Don't do it till the end of the day in case you actually need those spell slots, though.
I rarely ever do.
Yeah.
I have a cure wounds, and we have Kai here. And I can cast cure wounds at higher levels, and then I have good berry and speak with animals. Speak with animals is ritual, so I can get 40 right now. Done. Seriously, it doesn't cost me hardly anything. I rarely use my first level spells. So there's 40 good berries in hand to feed people today, and then also left over for tomorrow. I don't know how many people there are, though, on this barge.
I mean, you don't need 40.
Okay, so I would cast how many I would actually need for today and tomorrow.
There's probably a total of 5 crew, including the captain himself. And then there's probably only about 3 guards, counting Riken. So
say 20.
Your party's bigger than the crew?
Or 20 for tonight, and so 30. I could do 30. And that should feed everybody. We'll go with that. I'll do 30, and then split it up.
All right, so anybody doing anything this day?
No, but I will inform Riken that After we're off this barge, we may not need we may not need to perform watch anymore because I have this spell called Alarm. That his duration is 8 hours. That's a detection spell for like 20 feet, so we don't really need to stay up if we don't need to.
Unless they just shoot us from 30 feet.
Well, they don't know that the spell is in effect, so.
All right. So you guys continue moving on through the day, frustratingly slow. Around
One thing
what?
I'd like to do. Sorry, I apologize. I just want to get it out of the way. Is because I cast the water elemental that the night before. I want to wild shape into a water elemental. Try it out.
Okay.
Then I'll rest for an hour after that, and then I'll have my self jet back up. I'm just basically testing out, my ability to become different elementals.
So you're going to do that in the morning and then rest for an hour?
Yeah. Yep.
So around...
Can the water elemental help us?
No, not really.
No.
Not for this.
Around midday, the barge comes around a corner and pulling along in a relatively free area for a change. And in front of you, you see a massive pile of branches, logs, and various asunder debris blocking the entire channel.
Okay.
The sailors look at it, the snarled mess, and the captain throws up his hands in disgust. There's talk of trying to burn them, but they're pretty well soaked, so it's pretty hard. The river's flowing through it, so there's talk of trying to clear it and the hazards and everything that have to do with that. And as they're sitting there discussing it, a black-fletched arrow stabs into the crate next to you, Olver, and you hear a giggling, awful laugh start up from the southern bank as you see several creatures back amongst the bushes with bows, led by one that's gray-maned and taller. Looks like a Knoll warband has decided to use this as an ambush spot. They ready their weapons as the crew aboard the barge takes cover, and when we come back next week, we'll have ourselves a fight.
Man, it's a real shame they didn't have enough money to hire me as a guard. But they just sit there eating a good berry.
I mean, now I could become a water elemental and just go back into the water and just hide out. Let them fight it out. Hey, Ben.
Go get him, Riken.
There's one thing that we didn't get to is the scrying. Did that work? Did that not work?
Okay, when you try to scry, you don't get anything, unfortunately. Which,
okay.
And I mean you get nothing, which is an indicator that the individual is not scryable or protected in some way.
Okay. All right. And did I? How much success? I mean, did I feel like I got any success with the god?
No, not in this time.
Reaching out. Okay. All right. But the spell worked, so that's a good sign.
Oh wait, the spell is a godly spell, isn't it?
Yes, it is. That's why I wanted to spend the time.
You can't cast it.
Okay.
Not until you make an attachment to a god.
Okay.
and you since you don't know which one you want, that means your character doesn't know which one they want. So,
well, he does. I just can't. I can't find it. I've got it listed. There's like several of them.
sounds like something to get ready for next session.
Just pray to whom it may concern.
Whom it may concern.
And one of them will
Like
pick it up.
my halfling, I have a character called Castin Moorheel that is exactly like that. Actually, he has like a necklace of different holy symbols.
I also like that you've met these gods and you're just like, hey, which one?
Well, no, he hasn't met the one of
And
the
not these ones. Yeah,
not the ones he wants. If he was trying to use one of the ones that he had met and that he actually got along with, we would be having a different conversation.
I got it. Here we go.
Good for you. The session's over, though.
Post it in here for you, though. There it is. So now you know which one it is. This is the one that one of the two that the Ghostwise halflings tend to worship.
Okay. I'll give it a perusal, so I make sure I understand stuff. Boy, not much information. Wait, it's still loading. I think. Maybe not. Alright, well, I'll figure it out. Thanks for playing, guys. Sorry we didn't get to combat.
So this is still midday the 11th, right? Just to make sure I'm set up on my port.
Midday on the 11th. You have the 12th and the 13th, and then Days of Red, and yeah. I mean, it's kind of unlikely you're gonna get to a town. Good luck with that.
Oh, you underestimate our ability to throw everything's off the rails.
Like, I've got reins. At this point, they'd be faster.
I was like, technically, Riken just shoot off into the sky with his mount. So,
but he took a job, so it depends on how he feels about ditching that.
He could break it. He just wouldn't get paid.